Breaking news tops Fox 11 News at 5 as Mercury.
Where there is no last, best, and final proposal on the table for the union to vote on.
It's the end of the road for an effort trying to keep jobs in northeast Wisconsin. A few hours ago, union leaders stopped the vote of a new contract, saying there's nothing left to vote on. Good evening, everyone. The roller coaster ride of the past few days has been a long and difficult process for everyone involved.
Here are those last few chapters. The union initially rejected contract concessions on wage and benefits. That was a week ago yesterday. Union leaders finally authorized a second vote Saturday night, but that voting started Saturday night just 2 hours before Mercury's offer expired at midnight. Voting resumed yesterday and continued through this morning. But the whole time, Mercury Marine stood by its decision that the revoting didn't matter, that the company's deadline was firm, and that it's already making plans and commitments to move its production to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And as we said, the revote was abruptly stopped by the union this afternoon. Cameron Clark begins our coverage this evening, live with the latest and perhaps final chapter, Cam, for Mercury Marine production in Fond du Lac.
That's right, Tom. There were a lot of questions from union members who filed in and out here since Saturday night about what effect, if at all, this second vote may or may not have. Now today, that fate seems to be final. Voting was scheduled still to be going on here till 6 o'clock, but just about 3 hours ago, the ballot box was pulled for good. It was an earlier end than expected to an uncertain revoting process for Mercury Marine union workers.
Mercury Marine failed to contact the union by 12 noon today. Therefore, there is no last, best, and final proposal on the table for the union to vote on.
Reading from a prepared statement, union representatives resigned to what company officials had said since Saturday's midnight deadline, that the offer had officially expired. Union leaders had said there was a verbal agreement that voting would be counted if it started before the deadline. Well, the company says that was not the case.
You go, you're excited, and then all of a sudden you're devastated.
Felipe Rodriguez has worked for Mercury for 15 years, a job that has been all his children have known.
Saturday night, when we finally got the revote, my girls, they all made signs, congratulations, so it affects everyone from, the 8-year-olds to, the 80-year-olds.
Well, Rodriguez is among many workers who say a few extra hours of consideration was a small request after years of service. The company says the deadline was in place because of commitments with its Oklahoma facility.
It can certainly be sympathetic to the employees who are trying to save their jobs. As much as, and I don't mind it makes it sound cold, but I'm saying that the folks in Stillwater probably don't care much about the union guys wanting to take another vote.
Union leaders say the majority of the members did come out for the revote, but haven't said if they'll release the results now that the fate appears sealed.
It was close. I mean, I don't know if we don't see the ballots. We just run the election, and it's...
Now again, we do not know the final count of those votes, but we have talked to several people during this process on both sides. Some are against holding a second vote at all, while others just wanted another chance. Now, while these manufacturing jobs seem to be on their way to Oklahoma, the future of an additional 800 administrative jobs is still up in the air. We do know that company officials met with city and county leaders today about keeping those jobs here at the company headquarters in Fond du Lac. A decision is expected from the company on those jobs sometime this week. Reporting live in Fond du Lac, Cameron Clark, Fox 11 News.
Cam, thanks very much. We do have more reaction from Mercury Marine. Yesterday, the company president released a statement regarding the negotiations. Mark Schwabero said the process has been a, quote, very difficult and stressful time for all involved. But as we said at the beginning of the process, it is our responsibility to make the best business decisions for the company to have a sustainable future, end quote. For a look at that entire statement made by Mercury Marine, head to our website, fox11online.com.
Now, to give you an idea of Mercury's economic impact in the area and in Wisconsin, it does a business with about 1,200 companies throughout the state. About 250 of those are in the Fond du Lac area. The Fond du Lac County's Economic Development Corporation says adding up the income from the production jobs at the Mercury Marine plant and all the associated vendor, supplier, and support jobs, that total is more than $350 million a year in the area. and more than $600 million statewide.